Now to Dr. Tony Agbons, academic and researcher at senior lecturer at the Anglia Ruskin University in London. Good morning to you. Thank you for your time this morning.
Good morning, Ladi. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, and I trust that you're keeping well as well. Does it come to you as a surprise, this prisoner swap that occurred overnight, including some of the names that we had been talking about over the last couple of weeks and months, the Azov regiment commanders and then the foreigners, including the Britons who were captured while fighting? Did it come to you as a surprise, the swap itself and then the involvement of Saudi Arabia in it?
Yeah, to be honest, I would say I'm really surprised. In fact, when the news broke yesterday about the prisoner swap, I was really surprised. But I think, like the guest you had a while ago said, I think we are looking at the Midas touch of the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince, also himself also trying to, come into diplomatic relevance after the murder case involving his country, where the journalist was brutally murdered. So this is a kind of a diplomatic game that is actually playing out. But when we look at it in the totality, it's a good thing and it's a good sign that at least something is also giving way, despite all the dangers and all the the hue and the cry that we are hearing about a nuclear threat. So, but this is a good step. It shows that things can actually be done.
Prime Minister Liz Truss made her first appearance on the international stage outside Britain at the United Nations after the hosting of dignitaries for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. And there again, she reiterated her support for Ukraine and the fact that Russia would suffer further sanctions for what is going on in Ukraine. But Russia seems to shrug this off in the sense that in spite of all these statements and so on, Russia is introducing mass mobilization. It wants more troops. Its defense industry is ramping up production of weapons and military hardware. And then on the other hand, it is also turning on the screws against those it perceives as enemy countries, particularly as the coming winter is coming. And energy prices are so high.
Yeah, Ladi, I think for Russia, you agree with me that the last couple of weeks, especially in the last 2-3 weeks, have not been really good for them. We can see that a lot of territories that the Russian soldiers were in control of, there have been this serious push from the Ukrainian military backed by the West. So there's been the Russians have suffered a lot of losses. They are losing territory and they are being pushed back. So what I see, if you follow what the Putin administration have been doing in the last few days, is for me is just trying to save face. They know that this aggression has not gone the way he actually planned it to be. He thought this was going to be a walk in the park. It would just annex Ukraine, but it hasn't been like that. So all what we are seeing now, the mobilization of the reservists, 300,000. The threat to use nuclear power, they are all, for me, it's all the sound of a sinking ship. And I think that we are probably getting towards the end of this crisis.
Many people would agree with the last statement you made about getting towards the end of the crisis. Many people want to see this over. But in Britain itself, where you are, I mean, you're talking to us from London today, a price cap has been announced on energy prices, even though it's not supposed to, or it's not going to take effect until October 1. there's a cap on it. But then some of those that we have spoken to have said that, that even that cap will be quite difficult for quite a number of people to sustain over the period, given other headwinds, particularly economic, within the United Kingdom. Just coming out of COVID, and then before that you had Brexit. So what do you make of it? How do you think people on the street, everyday people, those who are living in the United Kingdom, are coping at this point, and what do they make of this plan to keep the energy flowing, particularly for winter?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. The price cap has come as a little bit of relief to many UK citizens. But we are also anticipating that the UK government, under the new leadership of Prime Minister Liz Truss, will do more. Energy prices have been capped, like you said, beginning from 1st of October at £2,500. It cannot be more than that. But when you look at the dynamics of the UK economy, that is still a lot of money for an average UK household to spend just on energy alone, heating and gas. So we are expecting, there's a lot of conversation going on now that the new administration in the UK will do more. What I think is that they just want to see how this current cap they've put out, how it will to go, the impact it will have on the economy, the impact it will have on consumer behavior and all that. Probably they will make some changes. Let me quickly also add that even yesterday, it was also announced in the UK, government is going to, be footing half the energy bills, at least for this winter, for businesses in the UK. And a lot of businesses in the UK have also welcomed that. So we see these are just, for me, I see them as ad hoc interventions. But a lot of people are also saying that the Liz Truss premiership should actually, deal with the energy companies and impose taxes on them, because these are unexpected profits they are making due to the crisis between Russia and Ukraine. So that moral question is still hanging. And many people are beginning to have the feeling, and they are advocating that actually should be the way out, imposing taxes on the energy companies, because this capping of the prices for many people is not enough.
Indeed. Dr. Abrons, thank you so much for your time. We wish those of you who are preparing for the coming winter well, especially against this background of what we've been talking about. And we'll be coming back to you, of course, as it gets even closer to see how things are. And as you pointed out, to see how the Liz Truss administration meanders through all of this in the coming days. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Ladi.